Dun, 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 dun.
I gotta stop him, because I created him.
That's not your job.
Maybe it is.
All right, Greg, we're ready.
And we're
going
back.
to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man today.
Yes,
indeed
we are. We're going to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man in anticipation of its release.
A preview review.
We have not seen it yet, but
have
we are
not.
excited to see it.
We are. Or are we?
I'll start off.
Do it.
Let's get a little bit of a history about Spider-Man. Spider-Man actually started in 1962. Stan Lee created it, mostly because many teens had been asking for a character that they could identify with. So he created one, though at the time, many of the teen superhero characters were relegated to sidekicks or kind of in the background.
Like Robin.
Exactly, or Bucky from Captain
Always
America.
Robin. Poor Robin.
I know, poor guy.
Jack Kirby did the original artwork for it, but Stanley didn't like it. He thought it was too heroic, and he called it Captain America with cobwebs.
Right, and that's when he asked Steve Ditko to do the interior artwork, and then Jack Kirby got relegated to just the cover, I believe.
Because he liked Jack Kirby. He said Jack Kirby can do a good front cover, but obviously he didn't like him in the inside.
Getting relegated to the cover, though, that's not really.
Well, I mean, all three of them are gonna say that they came up with the idea, so I don't know who's really.
There's
you
some
know.
conflicting stories.
It
on
happened a long time
where
ago.
one thing came from and where another thing came from, and
After the series got off the ground, it became one of Marvel's most popular franchises, mainly because it's a flawed character that many people can identify with. And it had one of the most famous quotes for a comic book series.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
A lot of people love Spider-Man, so it was only a matter of time until we got the movies.
Right.
3 movies. The first 2 were great. I mean, it was a great franchise. It was a great first 3, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think people give the Spider-Man movies really enough credit, honestly. They basically revitalized the whole idea of the blockbuster superhero movie, which had fallen out of favor after those Batman films just got progressively worse.
Yeah, that's very
They
true.
got so bad, and people
Well-
were like, nobody wants to see superhero movies. It's men in their underwear
Yeah.
punching ridiculously
Yeah.
costumed supervillains.
Well-
Why do all the bad guys have themes? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, Spider-Man was a litmus test at the time to see if we can do these movies and do them right. First one, it was great, but we didn't really see what it could be. And I think the second one, Spider-Man 2, is probably one of the best superhero movies that they've made in
It's
this time.
interesting that you say that, because I honestly like the first one better. I think
Okay.
that the first one, because it was an introduction and it was the new origin story and everything, I think it worked. And I think maybe the reason I like the first one better is because I really like Willem Dafoe as the Green
He is
Goblin.
great.
I think the second one got a little less serious, or maybe it got a little more campy, but like in the bad way. And then the third one was just like,
Well, but I mean, I think what was important about the first 2 movies is that they focused on one villain. Or maybe, maybe 2 in the second one a little bit.
One problem.
One
He's got
problem.
one issue to
One
deal
issue
with.
that he needs to deal with. And then the third one, they just kind of went crazy.
He had 6 or 7
6 or
issues.
7 issues, 3 or 4 different villains, and it just
8 girlfriends.
didn't make any sense. And like, I understand he was probably trying to bring the camp value to it a little bit, but it kind of went overboard.
And also, it was just too long. It was
Yeah,
like
very long. Well, 'cause
7.5
so many
hours.
villains. There's so many
and
people, so many
the
stories
director's
to
cut
care
was
about.
14 hours long. It went on too much.
yeah.
But I mean, the whole idea of sort of a normal person or just a person becoming a superhero, everyone can sort of relate to that, to the fantastical element of that. And so origin stories are always, they're the ones that work more as like a traditional movie, I think. And so there's always that temptation to go back to the origin story and say, let's tell this relatable story again, rather than let's tell another superhero fights a supervillain, which is what sequels always have to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons why movies are remade. I actually brought a poster about that. So
I'm excited.
you see this red area here. This is for movies that are black and white, silent, 2D, or otherwise outdated.
So like, why Gus Van Sant remade Psycho? Is
No,
that,
no, no.
that fits there?
Gus Van Sant remade Psycho because of blue here, ego.
Oh, I see.
All right. And this is also why Tom Cruise is going to be Van Helsing in the Van Helsing remake.
Okay, so what's
Okay.
the orange one right there?
Orange here is when Jude Law plays an old Michael Caine character,
When did he do that?
Alfie and Sleuth.
Wait, seriously? There's one category for 2 things.
Yeah.
It's that important?
Yeah.
All right.
And yellow is here to make it English, like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo or...
Let me in and let the right one in.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And purple here is for movies that were popular in the 80s.
Oh, like Footloose.
Exactly, like
Ah,
Footloose.
And Teen Wolf.
And Teen Wolf.
Everybody loves Teen Wolf. That's like my
Everybody loves Teen
favorite
Wolf.
movie.
But of course, the real reason that movies keep getting remade
Oh, green.
Green.
We have Andrew Garfield.
Who's a great actor.
He is a good actor. He's
great
been
actor.
in The Social Network, and
He was in the Red Riding trilogy.
And of course, now he will be Spider-Man for the rest of his life.
And then we have Emma Stone, who we know from just about everything that has come out in the past
Crazy
year.
Stupid Love.
On The Help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
She's playing Gwen Stacy.
she's playing Gwen Stacy, who's an extremely important character in the Spider-Man universe, who we know from the universe dies at a certain point. We don't know if that's going to happen here, but
Does not sound good for her.
yes.
What's Gwen Stacy's character? How is she different than Mary Jane?
There's more depth and levity to Mary Jane Watson as a character, in my opinion, than Gwen Stacy. I feel like she's
Well, Gwen
just sort of
Stacy
the
was like the
prettier
high
one.
school
Yeah.
sweetheart. you
Yeah,
know?
and since most of this movie is taking place in high school, I feel like they're gonna focus on that.
And you are?
He's one of Midtown Science's best and brightest.
Really?
He's second in his class.
Oh.
Second?
Yeah.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
I'll just talk about this. The producer of the movie, I know because I interned at the company. Arad, he's been doing a lot of these Marvel movies. He did the original Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and I know that they are very passionate about these projects. They love comic book franchises, not just because obviously it makes them millions of dollars, but they want to be able to make them work. Let's talk about our antagonist a little bit, Rhys Ifans.
Rhys Ifans.
Rhys
Ifans.
And he's going to be playing the Lizard.
Dr. Kurt Connors / the Lizard.
I'm sorry. Dr. Kurt Connors /
Give
the
him
Lizard.
some
Do you think he's
respect,
going to not
man.
have the arm in
Oh,
this
he
one?
better
He
not.
better not have his arm.
What's the deal with the arm? He lose the arm?
Yeah, he loses
Spoilers,
it in
guys,
part
come
of the
on.
experiment. Well, it's a comic book
comic
universe
When he
thing.
becomes the lizard, he loses an arm.
No.
No,
before
this
that.
is beforehand.
So
It's
he
a
loses an
separate
arm, and then he's
incident.
like, if I could be a lizard, maybe I'll regrow this.
Actually, I think that's actually the reason why he did that.
No, that is exactly
That's
the
exactly
reason
why he did it.
All right. Well, good luck to him.
Let's give some final thoughts. Greg, go ahead.
Well, I loved the first 3 Spider-Man movies. Yeah, that's right. I loved all 3 of them. And so finding out that it was going to be rebooted was kind of like pulling the rug out from under my feet. But I'm still excited, and I'm still going to go see it.
We know that this is a wholly unnecessary reboot, but granted, I'm very excited to see what Marc Webb has up his sleeves.
Me too. So I'll go check it out, and I think everybody else should too. So.
3 semi-enthusiastic see-its.
L'chaim.
We're doing this for a really long time.